Hello everyone and welcome to another Pride48 training tutorial. My name is Adam and I am going to walk you through the steps to get started streaming to Pride48.com. Alright, so let's go ahead. Now you may be in a situation where you are participating in the June event, or you may be in a situation where you have decided you want to stream with Pride48.com on a regular basis, and you have been given some stream information on how to connect to the server. And you need an application in order to stream to Pride48. So I'm going to go over a free option that's for both Mac and Windows. And this will be a short, simple tutorial that will just give you the basics on how to connect audio from your mic or your computer to the Pride48 stream. So getting started right now, I'm going to go ahead and go to the webpage where I'm going to download the software. The name of the software is BUT, and you can make a joke here if you want, but it stands for Broadcast Using This Tool. And it's actually at a page, I can't pronounce the guy's last name, but it's Daniel Nathan, I'm not sure, but this will be included in. There's going to be a page on Pride48.com that will have training information, also the email that you get for the June event, and there'll be many, many ways that you can find the link to this. I'm doing this tutorial on a Windows machine, but this application is available for both Windows and Mac. So if you don't have a Windows machine and you have Mac, never fear, you can use this tool. It's also available for Linux. So if you're one of those folks who has Linux, you can install it there as well. If you do have Linux, I'm going to assume that you're pretty technically savvy, and I'm not going to go through that. All right, so you're going to go to his website, and you're going to scroll down to the bottom, and there are two sections that you want to concern yourself with. First is the download section. There is a Windows download and a Mac download. Depending on which operating system you're on, you'll download the correct one. I've already downloaded this, so I'm not going to do that today. And then I want to show you there is a manual as well. If you go slightly above the download, there's a link to a manual. If you open that up, that will actually give you instructions on everything I'm going over today, plus even more. All right, so once you've downloaded, you can go ahead and install the application. And I have actually already installed it, but I will, let me uninstall this really quick, and then I will install it again so you can see the process. So I'm going to go ahead and uninstall this. All right. And I'm going to close it. And now I'm going to go and grab the installer and then install it again. All right, you'll get a nice wizard come up when you click on the install executable. I will go ahead and click next. And I'm going to leave all of the defaults. So you can play around with this, but I'm going to leave the start menu desktop shortcut. I'm going to leave the destination folder the same. And I'm going to leave the start menu folder the same. And I'm going to click install. Once you install it, it will say, do you want to run the software? Do you want to show the README? The README will bring up the web page that has the manual. I've already pulled that up, so I'm not going to show that right now. And I am going to run the software. So I'm going to click Finish. And that will actually bring up the software. All right, so now that I've got the software up, I'm going to close that window. The installation instructions, quick start, all of the various information that you need is going to be available in this manual. So I won't go over that in detail, but there's a lot of information there. So what you'll see here is a very simple window. Down at the bottom, there's a little console that gives you some output showing you, whether you're connected or not. It says where your config file is, etc. And it says it started successfully. So the first thing I want to do when I'm setting it up is click on Settings over here on the right-hand side. So I'm going to click that. And then I want to add a server. So I'm going to click Add under Server and then just type a name. All right, the type is IceCast, and keep in mind all of this will be sent to you via email. So I'm going to go through this kind of quick, but all of the information will be in the email. You'll type the server address, which is radio.pride48.live. You'll type in the port. You'll type in the password, and that will be provided to you. You'll type in the mount point and your username. The information that I'm using is a test account, but you will get your own account to use for your broadcast. Once I've completed all of that, I'll click Add at the bottom, and that saves my configuration. Now, what I want to do after that is I want to go ahead and click on the Audio tab, and this is where I'm going to select the audio that it's going to be broadcasting. So at the top, the main audio settings, I'm going to choose my audio device. If you're using a mixer, that will be your mixer input. If you're using a USB microphone, that will be the USB microphone input. Whatever input you normally use to record your podcast, that will be what you want to select. So I'm going to choose USB audio codec, and that's my microphone. All right, so for channel, you will choose mono, and for sample rate, you're going to choose 44/100. For the streaming section, the codec is MP3 and the bit rate is 96K. Recording is completely up to you. You do have the option to record, and if you want to do that, then you will set the settings here. So you can set MP3, OGG Vorbis, Opus, etc. Wave. You have many different options there, and then the bit rate, you have options, so you can set all of that. There's also an advanced section. I'm not going to go over this, but that's covered in the manual. All right, so that is all you have to set. Now I will go over one other tab here. There's a record tab where you can set a record file name format. And you can see the example here. They've got REC_, and then anytime you see this %Y, %M, %D, that's a placeholder for year, month, day. And then the %H, %M, %S, that's a placeholder for hour, minutes, and seconds. So you can play around with that and set your recording format however you want to. You can also select a directory where those recordings are going to go. And if you want to split the file, you can also split it every so many minutes. You can set that here, or you can sync to a full hour. You can also start recording when connected. So when you connect to the stream, you can start the recording, and you can also start recording immediately after launch. So there's some other options. So those are the only things you need to worry about. The main tab where you set the server information, and you can set multiple of these and then select them if you stream on multiple different services or multiple networks. You can edit this by selecting it and then clicking edit, and you can go in and edit any of the settings that you set. You can add a new one, and I'm not going to do that, but you can add another one. You can delete as well. All right, so that's all you need to know to get connected to Pride48. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. Now, when you're ready to stream, you'll want to make sure that you see the peak meter here with activity on it. So to make sure that the software can hear you, air quotes, and you can adjust that volume on the volume slider underneath the peak meter. I was peaking a little bit. I was going into the red. So you can actually pull that down until you see it. When you are at your loudest, you may want to be around +1, but no more than 3. So I may want to pull that down just a little bit more, and that looks about right there. So once you have that set, you can go ahead and click on the play button, and that will actually connect you to the stream. And when you're connected, you'll see stream time and you'll see this clock incrementing. Now you'll also see the little play icon turn green over here on the right, but you notice that the record did not come on. In this setting or in this configuration, I have to hit record separately. So when you're ready to record, you can click record, and then you'll see the recording turn red, the little recording icon turn red, and then you know that you're recording. You can also stop recording, and it'll ask you, do you want to stop? You can click yes, and the recording is stopped, but I'm still streaming. All right, so now I'm going to click stop to stop streaming, and I'm going to go back to the settings just to show you that option. So if you want to start recording immediately when you connect to the stream, you can check that box. Go ahead and save your configuration. And now when I click play to connect to the stream, I will immediately start recording at the same time. So that's a way to make sure that you're recording anytime you're connected to the stream. That's a pretty good setting. So I'll go ahead and stop it. Click yes to stop the recording. And then you'll notice it tells you where the recording was output. You can actually go to that folder on your computer and you'll find the recording. So if I open up my File Explorer and I go to C users Atom B, let's see. And it was recording under music. Then I can actually see that I've got recording 2019-0605 and then the time that I started recording. So there are your recordings, all the recordings that I've done. And I use this software, so I've got many other recordings as well in this folder. So that is the basic instructions on how to use broadcast using this tool. And I will go ahead and end the video here. Now, for those of you who are using Windows and you also want to bring in Skype or sound effects from your computer into the broadcast, there will be another video released this week that will show you how to do that. And we're going to update that on the website. We'll also send out an email to everyone and let you know when that video is available. And that will show you an option that you can use to bring in audio from your computer as well as your microphone. But for now, we're going to just stop with this. And keep in mind, you can use this software on a Mac or on Windows. And we also have a separate video showing you a different tool for Mac that is a pay tool but has a lot more features. And you can actually use that tool to bring in Skype and bring in other audio from your computer without having to use multiple applications. If you have any questions, you can go over to the contact page on Pride48.com and you can submit contact to any of the suits, or you can fill out the contact form and that will send an email to us to let us know. And also keep in mind, you will get an email with all of this information as well. Thanks for watching.